Hello everybody, I'm Sota and welcome back to Forever Skies 1.0. It's a very rainy day right now, but that's fine. There's a couple of things I need to do and the weather changes quickly, as you can see. In between episodes, I did gather a lot of resources, so got lots of metal, lots of synthetics, bits and pieces all over the place, and yeah, I think we're good. But I do need to do a bit of research because I did find a bit of polymer, and I know that I'm going to need the knife. So I'm going to research that. In the last episode, one of those crash landing pods, I found polymer. Well, we haven't found it in the game yet, other than that. So that is researched. There's two things that I need to build. So let me collect the metals out of here so that can carry on going and store. And we'll head over to this machine. And we are looking to do the tool charger because I forgot to build that. And while we're doing that, we can go into the suit printer and get ourselves a knife. Cool, now we have a weapon. We'll take the tool charger and I'm just going to stick it up on the same side. Just got to find a spot for it. Everything's going to be a little cluttered for now. I needed to insert the battery and now I can charge my scanner, which is, as you can see, almost flat. So I'll pop it in there and it will start charging. And that is about all I need to do down here. And then we can head up into this massive structure and go and do what we need to do. Anyway, got a lot to do. Let's get stuck in. Our scanner is fully charged. That means that we can start going into this building. I have my torch. It's not fully charged, but it's not flat, so just got to watch out for the holes in the stairs. And we'll head up. And we come up to this area. And there's something here. And we can scan this, and this will give us a erect small backpack. So that will add, I believe, an extra line in our inventory. And I think in this area that's going to be pretty important. So I'm kind of keen on maybe checking it out. Anyway, we have these barrels. And these barrels contain resin. And we need bottles for that. And here's our first look at polymer. And more polymer. Come on. And I think it's a good time to put the torch on so I don't miss anything. And open the cupboards. There's nothing in them. Nothing around here. And right in the middle of this area, I didn't point this out, but this is dirty water. An abundant supply of dirty water. We're going to be collecting a lot of that. I'll hop into this room. Now there's metal over here that I should be taking as well. It's okay. We're getting some biomass fuel from here. And as you can see, quite a lot of this liquid that we need to collect. And more polymer behind the spade again. And that looks like about it in this room. So we can move up. I am going to do this next level and then I'm going to come back down. Okay, so here's one of these things that we need to sort out and we can break it with a knife. And that allows us access into another room and there is something to scan. And there we go. We have the wrecked distiller. Awesome. And something to read. Tells us a bit about the distiller, which will give you plant oil if you use canola flowers. And there's an empty bottle and another empty bottle, and I'll grab the polymers. Nothing in this cupboard. Nothing else to collect in here. No posters or decorations. Nope. All right, well, let me grab some plant oil. There we go. And we will continue. There's something that we can collect here. I'm going to leave that for a moment. And there is something to scan over there. And that is a docking plank. But there's more where that docking plank is coming out, which is why I wanted to get the extra turbine. Give us a bit of height. There's a way to cheese it if it still exists. Right, that is all the plant resin that I can hold currently. Lots of research parts, lots of polymer. And here are our first seeds, petite astre. And nothing else here. There's something that I haven't scanned. Preternatural null. That's going to become important. And I'm going to leave those for now. I'll scan them. Green colander. And that has unlocked a filtering bottle, which I have actually never used. So we're going to go in here. And there are... Oh, maybe I can't get in here. All right, well then we'll use the door. Okay, now there's little chirping sounds going on that is telling me that there's something here. Not necessarily in this spot. Wait, what's that? Nope. But there's a little insect that is not so friendly. That's probably above us somewhere. And this is the room that we can't get into because we need to have the docking plank enabled and go up through a hole on the side. And it's also extremely dangerous because all of these plants are super toxic and they will kill you. But in here, there are sprinklers. Anyway, we're going to find a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to go and empty out, and I'll make myself a little backpack if I can. But while I'm here, I do need to get my food, my water, and my energy up. So let's check out the backpack. Okay, oh, we need biomass. All right, that I haven't got yet because I need to go to the top. So let me eat, drink, and have a sleep. All right, I am fully energized. I will offload what I can. That's a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to need another storage box soon. Anyway, I'll offload those as well. And the advanced research part that we picked up, and the seeds, and the biomass fuel. Grab another sip of water, and we'll head back up again, because there is a lot here. And I think we're going to be doing a few trips up and down. Oh, there was a bottom room that I didn't actually get to. All right, more goodies. I'll come back and clear out all the other stuff that's lying around. More seeds. Those are ink bulbs, and we're right under the docking plank, so you can have a look at what it looks like. So yeah, that's the hole we'd need to get through to get in to get those sprinklers. Now I'm not terribly keen on coming back for things, so I'm going to try my best without dying to get that stuff. All right, and then back up we go. Now in this area you also have to watch out for glass because there are shards. You can see there aren't any shards in front of this, but I do hear a chirping going on inside. So I'm going to get my scanner out because there's going to be a little creature somewhere. Oh, there it is. Hello. Nearly got me, little bugger. Alright, jump forward again. Yep. Alright, I got it. And I can take it, and that is a lulling grass cricket. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Leap. Come on. And they kind of disappear. Alright, so we've now unlocked biomass research because we can collect all of this grass, and this is biomass. Now I only needed 5 for the backpack, but we're going to need a lot of biomass, and we will get into an area later on that has a lot of biomass. Also, chopping things with your knife drains your stamina really quickly. You know, I'm going to come back for all of this stuff as well. I don't want to pick it yet because it does go off. I want to keep it alive for as long as possible. Same with those colanders. Alright, where we actually want to go is in here. And this is going to give us some story stuff. We need a battery. I have one on me, so we'll put it in there. We'll chop a little bit more out over here. Read this. Creeping vines. Yep. There we go. Then in here, we can come to this computer, use the computer, and we get the vision thing that you can read if you like. This attachment gives us the coordinates of the surface lift location. One of the places we need to go. There's a picture here, a poster there, and more goodies that we can pick. Okay, so we found Noah's hideout. Now there is more stuff in here that I need to get to. So I'm going to chop this lock. We'll go into this room. There's some of that null, but it doesn't look active. I'm not going to take a chance. There is another computer over here, and a whole bunch of things just unlocked. Railings, cockpits inverted, a whole bunch of things. And we've now also found the greenhouse tower research computer. And then we're going to go upstairs. We're going to get the scanner out first, because this is important. So that is a small water tank, and then we have these. Small garden pot. And there's a couple of them. You don't have to scan all of them. Take that rotten food. We're going to need that. And this is a large garden pot. So there we go. And I see a membrane that I can collect. Anything else here? Oh, a couple of bottles. Nice. Yep, got quite a bit of stuff there. Another tablet to look at. Master plans. Okay, that's done. And then we can chop our way out of here. And then we're going to need to get across there. I'm going to just climb the ladder and we can go and get the battery out. I don't hear any more chirpers, but we do have a broken box up here, which I will quickly sort out. There might be another one, so I will go and get some more repair patches. And then up to the top where we can get the battery. There we go. Oh, and I see bees. Now, that is a sign. I think my immunity is still strong enough to resist, but this is going to be our first honey. But because I don't have a crossbow, I've only got a knife. I have to get in close and I will get stung.
The immune system has dealt with viral infection.
There we go. Immune system dealt with it, so all good. And that is almost about that. I see this one had a nest in it, but there's no insect. And the weather is turning. Hopefully it's not a storm. But now we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we need to do on the ship. And on the way down, I'm going to stop in at a couple of these rooms. Fill up the 2 bottles that I've found. I'm definitely going to need more storage. Alright, that's those filled now. And I'm going to need to make even more bottles because we don't have access to the large bottles as yet. Okay, back home. And I can put my torch off and pop that on the charger and let that go. Now I'm going to need more space. So I'm going to add a couple more rooms on the back. Sort out their floors and ceilings. I'm going to change things up at the front a little bit as well, and then build another hanging cabinet for all the new stuff that we've found. And my inventory's full. Wow. So we've offloaded and can grab that hanging cabinet. Now for now, like this poster, I just stuck it on the ceiling. I'm going to be doing that with a few of them. And then any duplicates that we get, I'll put into a to-sell box. Right, so this goes there. And we can then put like seeds and organic stuff into this. That lulling grass cricket is going to be done in just over a day. The honey lasts for quite a long time, 42 days. We're going to hold on to that. Posters and pictures can go up on the ceiling for now until I've got walls. Right, just like that. That's cleared me out fairly well. I can grab the rotten food that we had. I'm going to put this membrane in here because I don't need it, and also the lure. Pop that in there, and I will figure out what to do with these grass crickets. But I think I'm going to give myself even more space. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to this side for a moment, and I'm going to put catwalks down over here, and then remove these catwalks, so like that, and then put another room in over here. Cool. And then I'm going to put a door in right over here. So that will give me access. Now I did rethink how I was going to build my ship. Normally I would build out in one direction, but I'm thinking that I'm going to keep this as the center. So maybe I'll do something different. I do want to go a couple of levels down from here as well, eventually. And that means I'm going to have to move a few things around. Anyway, let's floor and ceiling in the new area just to make sure that it's sealed. And then I'm going to start sealing the sides. Well, now we don't have windows, so it's just going to be walls. And I should have enough material to do all of this. And my shipbuilder tool is flat. So we'll just take the torch out, put it on, and put that in there. Oh, I remembered what that middle one was. That's the modules. You can only have one or the other module for your extractor, and the module goes in here. So that's what that's for. Anyway, we have biomass now, so let's hop over to this and get the small backpack sorted out. Oh, and by the way, let's just check what I need to actually make it. Small backpack, I've got everything that I need. Yeah, what the heck. I'll make it. So we've got that now, and it is here, and there's the extra line of inventory we've got. Something that I found out was that if you go into your settings and you go to controls and you scroll way, oh no, it's not controls, it's gameplay, scroll almost to the bottom, ingredients, auto crafting. If you put that on and you've got to make something that you don't actually have the, like for example, the synthetic compounds or the copper elements, as long as you have the items that make those, so like the base elements like the copper or whatever, it will automatically make whatever you want to build automatically, if that makes sense. So you don't have to keep jumping into your suit printer and making these little bits and pieces every time you want to build something. If you have the materials, it'll make those intermediate items for you. Anyway, while I'm here, I'm going to do another one of these hanging cabinets because I just know I'm going to need the extra space. But this is a bit of a silly move because I'm going to move all of this anyway. Anything else we want to research? Oh, absolutely, the water tank. We will get that sorted out. And I'm gonna start, let's grab my airship builder and we have run very low on metals already. I had like 500 of them, or 400. And we have just over 100 left, so I'm going to have to just be a bit careful. So, rooms. And I have plenty of capacity, so that's not a problem. So this is still technically under the balloon, so that's fine. And I've decided I'm going to do it this way because it's going to be a while before I find the recipes that I want for the bigger double-decker cockpit and all of that stuff. And I'm also going to change how I lay this out, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I need to move this turbine, so I'm going to hold down Q and I'm going to bring it out to the side. It will probably look a bit lopsided for a while, but I'll put it over there and then I might get another one. But I am able to put another box in here, so let's do that. Alright, and I'm down to 11 metal now. So you can see how quickly this sucks your metal up. All that means is I need to collect more metal. And my battery on my researcher is empty, so I'm going to be spending a bit of time here because there's a lot of stuff that I want to get set up. For example, I'd like to get a small water tank. Since we're at a place where we can get water, the small water tank, or the water tanks in general, only hold dirty water. So we can turn that and just pop it in over here. And we can add the dirty water that I had on me, which wasn't much. We can grab the dirty water out of here, add that as well, pop into my suit printer, and make myself another empty bottle, because I'm going to be doing some running back and forward so I can fill this tank. So basically run up the stairs, get to the pond, pick up 10 dirty water and head back down. It would be easier if I had a big bottle, but I don't have that yet. And then add the dirty water and just keep doing that until it's full. And it looks like my collector head is done, so pop in here and get another one. And I'm going to use the cricket and boil that, take the metal head, pop it in, and that will carry on collecting some metal. And as I do that, I'm just going to keep on building this area out. And I still have a boiled dust moth. Ooh, hang on. Cooked. Oh, wait, that is cooked. Why is it not telling me what the value is? Alright, I'll eat that. Let's see how much the grass cricket, how long the grass cricket lasts. Oh, 3 days. That's fantastic. The uncooked one will be done in just over a day. I'm going to move the bed. I'll shift it somewhere to the back for now. Just move this up against a wall. Right there. This box. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab these. Move that over to here. This one next to it. And so on. And that's the last one in. So that storage has been moved. I will also move this box just in over here so it's out of the way. Makes the floor nice and clear. Because there is more research that we need to do. Now I don't have epoxy so I can't do the docking plank. But I do have some biomass. And that will allow me to research the potting things. And I can already do the distiller. Cool. So we'll start with a small garden pot. Remove this wall. And with any luck I've got enough space to put in another room. Yep, I do. So I can also put the wall and ceiling in here. Slowly we're going to close everything up, dry this place in, and we're gonna need to move things around a little bit. So this machine I need to get things sorted out quickly. Just in case we have another one of those flying creatures. I'm not sure where it's going to attach itself. But yeah, give me a moment and I'm going to do some metal collecting. I think I should be able to collect some on this side. Yep, metals and synthetics, no problem. But I'm going to fill that little water tank first. And that is that full. I think it holds 60. Maybe 50. I lost count. Anyway, we have a lot of water. But I haven't finished because I want to make sure that everything is full. And I want to build some planters. So I'm going to research the large garden plot as well. And I'm going to make a small one. Just keeping an eye on the polymer, which shouldn't really be a problem because I think you use the plant oil. We've just collected quite a bit of it. Okay, so I'll make a small one and I'll make a large one. We're going to need a lot of these garden pots. Alright, so first we'll put the small one down I'll just put it over here. We can move them later if we have to. And there we go. So what we can do with these, now I've only got small seeds at the moment. I can get big seeds as well. So I've got these petite astra seeds. Wait, I had other seeds. Oh, right. There, this was in the wrong box. And I have ink bulb seeds. I don't think either of those are really that important. So I'm going to save that garden pot for something else. But we also have the distiller that we need to research and build. So the research has been done and we can build it because we've got all the stuff. Been collecting a lot. We'll grab this and put it down somewhere near the back. And that will need a battery. So in the suit printer, make a battery, shove it in. And now we will be able to make plant oil from the canola flour. And we can make organic fertilizer, which I may actually do. That uses biomass and rotten food. That's why the rotten food is important. But now that I have my inventory basically cleared out, I've got everything done over here. There's one more thing. I want to research the furniture fabricator. What am I missing? Oh, metal. Imagine. I'll get that a little bit later, but I'm going to go back in and get some more of the plant oil and then also go and look for some of that canola because I haven't really picked up on any of the flowers. And of course there's free metal all over the place, so I will make sure that I grab as much of that as I can. And lots of glass. And now I'm going to harvest these. Couple of chops and catch it. And we've got them, and we even got a seed. So that's great. And then you got to look out for these shards of glass that I was talking about before. You walk through them, you will injure yourself. You do need to chop them off. And we found some canola. And that has unlocked the ability for us to make the improved insect lure. And we got a bunny. There we go. Oh, I did see a gnome somewhere. I'll have to go back and catch it. Bit of bad news. I am still in here and I've just been told a storm is coming. Fortunately, storms target the highest item, but lightning still strikes lower items. The fact that we are in this tower might be dangerous for us, but our ship should be okay. There's still a lot of stuff that I want to collect, and that's higher up. So maybe not the best idea. I'll just pop in here. I'll pick these flowers, pick the patates. Oof, that was close. Get the gnome. There we got patat. I need to find a more sheltered spot. Anyway, we've been through here. I feel the need to hide. Feel pretty safe under this. This should be good. And while we're here, we may as well look at the studies and see what else we could find in this area. Okay, so the wrecked large sprinkler we've seen through the windows. Thick creepers we haven't seen. The preternatural nucleus will be somewhere else. Lobster pepper we might find here. Coffee nut we should find here. And crossbow bolts. Well, I haven't seen any of those yet, but there are different variants, so you may not find everything at a single variant. But yeah, there is definitely preternatural seeds here. We just can't access them because, yeah, we're going to that room and we're not going to make it.
Rest is recommended.
Alright, well, I need to get back down to the ship now. I have collected almost everything here. I am fatigued. I'm going to run up and see if I can find there's the lobster fruit or the lobster pepper. So we'll grab those. And it will also give us seeds, so that is good. And then maybe the coffee bean thing. Now I'm taking all of this, and a lot of it is just going to end up going off, but that's fine. Oh, it looks like we are not finding the coffee thing here. I am almost sure it's here somewhere. I don't know, maybe I've walked past it a few times, or maybe it's not in this spot. Oh, the sun has come out now. I am still hungry. I honestly don't know if I've missed the coffee, or maybe it isn't actually here. I thought I might find one, but yeah, doesn't look like it. Yeah, I've been through, can't find it. My energy is super low, but I did collect quite a lot of metal, so I should be able to do a little bit of building on the ship. But before I do that, I need to eat something. I'm going to put some more food on. And let's see, what's going to die first? 14 hours, 2 hours. That's going that's going in. I need to get something to drink, and it looks like that grass cricket I ate gave me energy, so I don't have to sleep for as long. And I slept until evening, so now it's night time. And my torch is still on, which is something that I do way too often, so I'll just top that up. This bottom chest over here, I'm going to keep seeds. And the canola is what I'm going to plant. Now, before I do that, I don't have any empty bottles because I've filled them all up with plant oil, which is still important, but that does mean that I need to make myself a couple more empty bottles. I'm going to land up with a whole heap of bottles, but I mean we can recycle later on. Let's hop in here. I want fertilizer. And I'm going to grab a bit of the dirty water from here and put water into these two because I'm going to use them. In here I'm going to drop the canola seeds, and I'll wait for the fertilizer before I plant. In this one will be the green colander. Once again, fertilizer. And I have a bunny that I can put down somewhere. There we go. And we'll put the gnome next to it. These will be decorations that will eventually be spread around the ship. But there we go. We have fertilizer. So we'll bottle that. Right. New research, organic fertilizer. Cool. Then in here... Okay, so 8 minutes if it's not fertilized, and 4 minutes if it is, so it halves the time. Gonna have to make some more. Right, this fertilizer is ready, so I can come and put it into here. It went from 12 to 6, so we can plant that. Now we've got a couple of plants growing. And I can hop into the airship builder and start closing things up over here. Alright, I've still got a couple of rooms to add on, which I'll do. But I need to put some catwalks down first. And I've got enough metal left. Do some moving of things. So I'll move this out to over here. Fishing rod over to here somewhere. The metal collector to there. And then the engine. Now I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to handle the engine. But I do need to move it. So for now, I'm going to pick it up and just bring it over to this side. Put it over there. That's everything cleared. Airship builder. Delete these. Delete the door. And that's sorted. And then I need to put a door back in right there. And with just a little bit more metal, I can seal that up. So this is going to give me one more wall. And I need to collect more metal. And there's a bit in here. So I can finish that. And then, let's see. Nope, I'm out again. Now I'm going to let that collect, and I will do some more collecting as well. I haven't got a back door in yet, but I will eventually do that. I think I need to go a little bit further down, but I'm also thinking that maybe a third turbine is in order. And for that I need machine parts, which I don't have because I don't have metal. So now it's going to be about collecting metal. Alright, so here's this tool in action. That's setting. I don't have any machine parts. None in my backpack and none in the storage. But it's telling me that I can actually make this basic turbine even without having those machine parts. The machine parts will automatically be made from what I have in stock. And I have stuff that I can do it. So I'm going to get that turbine. And I'm going to grab that and put it outside. Right at the end. And pop it in there. Cool. Now it's going to look a little lopsided, but you know. This game doesn't have a problem with that. But now I'm back to almost no metal, so I've got to keep collecting. I don't need a lot. I think I need like 45 more to get this all finished. But I do need to top up the water. I need to top up the water in my cooker as well. So while I'm here, I'm going to do that. So it may seem like we're spending a lot of time at this tower, but it's absolutely worth it. Right, water's all sorted out. I've got this cooking pot almost full. I've got the tank full. But I want to build one more small garden pot. That means I'm going to need a little bit more organic fertilizer because I want to keep patates. Now patates don't have seeds. So you would plant a patate and you'll get a couple back. Now I don't want to lose everything. When these go off, they go off and it's done. Lobster pepper and green colander are large seeds. That's not a problem. Canola, we've got seeds. So that's all good. These bruise flowers are going to go off. There's unfortunately not much I can do about that. Okay, so we've got the fertilizer. We have the patate on us. Drop the fertilizer in. The patate is in. Plant. Okay, now that'll grow. And if we don't harvest, they will just last forever. Let's go see how our metal collector is doing. Ah, good, full up. So that should give us enough to get this all sorted. So if we close the doors, we're basically sealed in. Now for now we only have one engine, and that's quite okay. We have fuel in it. We're going to have to put some food on, and I think I'm going to do some green colander, get another metal collector head going, and pop it in. Let that carry on. But the boiled green colander is done, and that'll last 2 days. And that's 2 days, 9 hours, good. I'm going to put a lobster pepper on as well, just for kicks. Oh, there's some very large structures in front of us that look pretty cool. I believe that's the workshop, the airship workshop, and that is the Cosmodrome. We will get there eventually. Cooked lobster pepper, 1 day, 7 hours, 15 food, 20 energy. Well, I could use the energy. Right, that's cool. Maybe I'll put another one of those on. Otherwise, they're just going to go off anyway. But we are going to take off now, because I want to get up there. Let us see how that happens. I'm going to have to fly around. Ooh, look at that. That was quite a large creature. Yeah, now it wants a... Yeah, big animals that we cannot fight, and I have no intention of fighting with them. Alright, so I'm going to get very close as I can to this, and I'm going to have to see how I can squeeze some way of getting in there. Let's move this out of my way, extend the catwalks out a little bit, and I'm going to get my scanner out. I might need to turn just a bit. I may have a bit of trouble turning because I am right up against the building, but I'll give it a shot. Is that a better position? No, it isn't. Alright, I'm scanning something. Preternatural branch. Okay, well, that doesn't help me. It's not what I wanted. There's something. And we got the wrecked large sprinkler. Okay, well, we weren't supposed to get it at this point because we would need to get into this opening. We don't have epoxy. There's no epoxy here to find as yet. But also, without an immunity booster, getting into that area would be certain death. Anyway, we got a large sprinkler. And that means I can come over here and upgrade fabricator. Now, I don't have the small sprinkler as yet, but it'll be easier to find later on. And then when I eventually find the upgrade fabricator, then I'll be able to research the large sprinkler and not have to come all the way back to one of these towers to do it. So, there we go. That means I can remove these two now. I know this has just been in one location. I will do a lot of resource collecting in between episodes, get our numbers up again, grab that lobster pepper, eat it, then my energy is full. Awesome. But yes, we've made good progress. I am going to expand further out. I also want to expand my balloon, but at this stage I don't really need to. We still have another 400 kilograms that we could put onto this boat before things get funky. And then looking at the map, our next spot is over in that direction. And there are some locations between here and there, and those I'll definitely go to. There's also a number of unknowns. The more of these unknowns we visit, the less they'll be. But I mean, it's early days in the game. So we've got a wind farm and a radio tower that we can do before we get to our next location, which would be the lift location. So if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. And if this little cheese has helped you. Basically, I'll just do it so that I don't have to necessarily come back to one of these towers later on. Just saves a bit of time. It is a little bit tricky to get, but, you know, once you've got it, you've got it. And we have our little garden started as well. So, thank you very much for joining me. I do appreciate it. And until next time, cheers!